Welcome, thank you for joining me. This is Create with Sue, and today we are going to create a HTV design in Canvas Workspace and send it to our cutting machine to cut it out. So head up to the File menu and you can see a lot of options here. Importing via computer, importing from the cutting machine, and export. So you can do it that way, but there's also a little icon here on the left and you can see it pops out import from your computer. And that's what we're going to use today. Go to the place where your designs are. If you hover over your design, you can see whether it's a PNG or SVG, or usually if you've associated it as an SVG file, select the design that you want and bring it over to the mat. So on the screen, we'll click on it, and you can adjust with the handles, but I recommend you don't. So the second one down, which is not the top one, the second one is Edit. And you'll see here you can adjust the width and height, and you can just type in the width. And for this little baby romper, we're going to choose 4 width. We're not going to change the height. We've also left the maintain ratio aspect ticked on, so it goes into proportion. And I'll just move this around. We'll zoom in and have a little bit closer look at it. Just move it around the mat a little bit so you can see better. And we'll just take it off the far edge so it ensures it goes over okay. And we're going to flip it. So on the same screen, over to the right, you'll see there's a flip. And we need to do this so that it will cut out correctly on your HTV. Export to the machine. You can either do it via USB or via the internet or via cable, but we're going to choose the internet today. So click on that, and it sends it to your machine, and that's a successful message. And we're going to head over to the cutting machine. Load the mat with the mat loading button. I've already placed the HTV on the mat with the shiny side down. And once it's loaded, you can retrieve the data. And I've chosen the one on the top right, which is from the internet. The others you can choose from wherever you've sent it from. And now once it's installed, we're going to scan the mat to make sure we can get the placement correct. So start the scanning process. It takes a little bit of time to do some of this, but not long, not really long, just take it through and that. This will allow you to place the design correctly where you have positioned the material on the mat. Also enables you to place a number of colours on the mat. You can see the design has come in. I've taped my HTV down. It's a small piece of HTV and it was very springy, so I've taped it down to make sure that it stays in position. And you can use the arrow keys. Zoom right in, you can 200 or 400. And it's pretty right, but this is how you do it. You just scroll down, scroll your design down, and the bottom section scrolls the screen down. So these arrows can do up, left, right, or down. And then you scroll your screen up a little bit so you can see better. Now, just see, you can go back up a little bit more. And you can finally adjust it. And of course, if you need to go left or right a little bit, you could do that too. And once you've got your design in the right spot, go to the cut. And into the tools, you can see half cut is off. And you can change your settings here if you need to down the track, but wait till you've done your test cut for that. Turn your half cut on and go OK. And we'll do a test. And you can see it's placed a little triangle just down the bottom there. Grab it with your stylus and just scroll it up and place it somewhere where it is not going to interfere with your design and it's easy to access. You see I've selected at the bottom because that is an easy spot to be able to pick it out. I don't remove my mat from the machine. I just pick it out while it's on the mat. And then you can cut your design. And you'll see here, I'll just try and move the screen a little bit, my camera a little bit, so you can see. And you can see the triangle where I've pulled it out to check it. And then the machine will cut the design out. If for some reason that triangle hadn't cut cleanly, go back into those settings I showed you a moment ago and just adjust them slightly. So if it's not cut through, you can increase your pressure, and if it's cut through too much, you can decrease your pressure. If you have a CM machine, just pop your blade out and make some adjustments with the blade. So there's the triangle there, just in case you can't spot it, because it looks white. So here's the design cutting out. Also at the top you can just spot the tools that I've used, a little tiny pick. So you have to be a little bit careful with the pick. So it's finished cutting. Go OK, and you can take your design off the mat and check it out. I often will check it, double check it while it's still on the mat, just to make sure it's cut through okay. Start your weeding. You can see that that is the dull side of the HTV coming straight off the mat, and this side is the shiny side. You can see the little triangle there. You can just see the design cut out there. Okay, weed it a bit more. You can either weed from the centre smaller areas or from the larger. Do the larger part first. I've chosen the larger section first, but don't forget the little centres. So you can see the centres still there. Don't forget them. I have done that and ironed it on and everything and had an E in the middle. And here's the design fully weeded. You can see I've just caught a little bit of the HTV outside of the area I should have weeded. That should just press across and iron flat, hopefully. We'll soon find out. You can see it perhaps a little bit better on the other side there. Anyway, thank you for joining me today. You'll see some links below the video. This is Create with Sue.